Hey everybody, Barry here again. I'm not going to be at the van in this video, but I do have like 3 days off left because I was off Monday, Tuesday, and now I'm off till like Monday again. So what I'm going to do is clean up my garage because I just did a couple manifolds on a Chevy truck for my buddy Matt, and I realized that this place is a state. So I've got like, just stuff everywhere. Motorcycles, parts motorcycles. And in here is the old girl, but she's buried by like everything. And back there is my whole bathroom. So we renovated our bathroom way longer ago than I care to admit, like over the winter. And it's still in the garage. I can't get in there. I'd like to have it cleaned out for this winter so I can work on a rat rod again. And I can't do that with like a quarter of my house in there. So it's time to clean it out. So I'm going to set it up on time lapse and sit back and listen to some cool free stock, no royalty music, and watch me try to get ahead of this thing. So I'm just going to load it up on a trailer and send it all to the dump. Fun. And that thing is going because I'm tired of tripping over it. So I'm pretty much going to try to figure out a plan, some sort of structure to all this. So I'll try to sort what I can. Any metals I'll send up to the local scrapyard where I can just toss it off and not have to pay the dump. Like, I don't know how much it is, 15 cents a pound or something like that. I'm not sure, maybe it's not that much. But anyway, I don't want to pay to throw away stuff that I can just throw away for free. So I'll bring it all up to the scrapyard and the rest will go to the actual waste management facility. So I'm going to set it up in piles. Man, this is hard work. I've got this much stuff and some steel and old trailer fenders and that took out, and I'm starting to get somewhere with this, but I have not scratched the surface yet. This is all LS parts here. Grabbed a couple of totes from work, and yeah, that's what I got to get to. You can just barely tell that there's a Datsun right there. Poor thing. And here's the rat rod piled up. Yep. A lot of work to do yet. I really want to get this thing out next year. So that's my motivation to get this pile cleaned up, because I want to go racing in the rat rod. The van's fun. It does burnouts and I fix it like 3 days a week. But sometimes, you just got to drive the old truck. And this thing is absolutely fun. I love it. It looks really high in the front right now because the back is actually pretty much on the ground because there's no rear end in it, just more junk. But the engine bay itself is like done. Just got to be cleaned up a little bit now. That's this thing. That's this beast. It's a 57 GMC, but I do have 56 Chev front end and tailgate and all that on it. But on the registration, 57 GMC. I just like the Chev stuff better. Are you still watching? I can't blame you if you're not. It's me cleaning and making a bigger mess. Look at the mess I got made. What a state. This is awful. Man, my place looks like a dump now. But, making space. Look, you can see the floor inside the Datsun, which is, as you can see, just a shell. There's no anything. It's just braced up so it doesn't cave over in on itself. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so it doesn't cave in on itself because it's been in storage like this now for 2 years. So I just wanted to show you guys this thing. This is the last small block Chev that I had in the rat rod before I went LS. It was a regular, what am I gonna call it? Gen 2? Gen 2.5? I don't know. It was a fuel injection engine that I took the carbureted manifold. It was an Edelbrock intake manifold, just a regular old Edelbrock Performer or whatever. And put a drill bit in there and reamed all the holes sideways because it was throttle body. There you go, TBI heads. And I put a cam in it. It was a Comp Cam 280 Magnum or 280H, which was an awesome cam. It sounded awesome. It made absolutely no power. It was a rolling pile of steaming droppings. So after that blew up, which really blew up, you can see here that the cam is only partly in there, and that's a lifter because a rod came up through and blew a hole in the block or in the oil pan. Yeah, right there. It went out. There we go. That's where the rod came out through. And when it came out through, it hit the starter, broke the starter in half, and I was at like 6,000 RPM in 4th gear because that's all I had at the time was 4 gears because it was that was very slow. Anyway, so I was doing like 140, 411 gears with a 4-speed, which was awful, and I had it right to the hammer. And when the rod came out, it broke the starter in half, grounded that out, and all the oil that's leaked out of it over the past year all caught fire. So I was on the highway with smoke pouring out of it, the same thing as the Caravan was when that exploded, and a trail of oil behind me. It was all on fire, and not one person stopped. They were like, I am not being a part of that today. Rusty old truck with flames coming in from under the hood. So they left me there to burn. Anyway, so that's the last small block that was in this thing. It's the last small block that will ever be in this thing. Well, it's going really well. A lot more to do yet. So there's a bunch of stuff over in that corner. I'll just put this plyboard back over here after, because that's like the one good piece of lumber in this whole place. And move more stuff and junk, and man, I really want to put a rear end in here and an engine and transmission so I can do burnouts. Oh, plans. Here we go. Yeah, so here's the rear end. Mustang rear end. It's the one that I've done videos on it up until this point. I'm going to start it back up again soon. This week I don't really have a lot to do with the van while I'm waiting to get the transmission fixed. Today's Wednesday. I'm going to get that fixed on Saturday. So I might go ahead, press the bearings onto these axles. Had these machined. Keith and Tony up at Fixall and Summerford machined those for me. So they did an awesome job. They machined those to accept a National 514003 side axle bearing. That fits now. Fits the axle. God, that's dark. Okay, here we go. Fits the axle right here, and also fits, here we go, this side axle holder thing. And they machined this flat for me too. So this will sit right on there, like that. And then we have 9-inch ends and an 8.8 diff. So much LS junk here. Here's the intake manifold that I made. I made that for a carburetor, but I might adapt it one day to fuel injection, just because I'm insane, and that will be awful for fuel efficiency and torque. Who cares? We got turbos. Well, we're off with the first load. So this is going to be, I'm going to be bringing this up to Manual's Metal Recycling scrapyard here in town. And normally you get paid for any steel, but it's 4 cents a pound. And I'm not messing with going up to the scales and fooling around with that. It's like 40 bucks a ton. So, not fooling with it. So I'm just going to throw it off in front. They'll pick it up with a magnet tomorrow. Done deal. And hopefully nothing falls off. It's only about a mile or something up to the scrapyard anyway, so whatever. If a piston falls off, I guess somebody else will pick it up with a tire. Ugh, that was a crash. So yeah, when we get up there, I'll set up a tripod, I'll offload it, back to the house again. Bye-bye, junk. Well, that load's out of the way, so let's talk game plan for this load. So, basically, get this on the trailer. That's pretty much it. Let's get it done. This is gonna be 2 trips, I think, by the looks of it. That's a lot of stuff on there already. So I'm gonna tie this down now. Hello, Lillian. Hey. What you doing? Oh, don't mess with any of that. That's all garbage and sharp and oil. Ugh. That's yours. It's broken. So, yeah. Trip to the dump. Back for more. Trip to the dump. Done. All strapped down and ready to go. What do you think, Lily? Dump run first thing tomorrow morning? No. No? Too bad. We're going to dump anyway. Man, I have no idea how I got all that garbage in this amount of space. But it's looking way better. Obviously, I can't throw away my LS stuff. And there's a 6-liter block that I'm building for the rat rod. Here's the Datsun. I love this thing, but I hate this thing. But I do love it. I have pretty much everything for it in sheet metal. The back deck lid, 2 doors, they're like mint. Hood, somebody cut a hole in it because they had a 302 with a big old 4-inch high air cleaner in it. Figured they'd cut a big square hole in the hood. All the front sheet metal is there, all in like great shape. Obviously the floor was completely cooked. There was like 4 layers of sheet metal that when a hole rusted in the floor, instead of cutting it out, welding in using Fitz's cut and butt method that I recently learned, they'd take more sheet metal, lay on top of it, and either rivet it or tar it. Like there was roofing tar on this thing. And rivets, sheet metal screws, some bubblegum welding, and it was horrible. The floor was probably 250 pounds. It should be one little thin layer of sheet metal. The frame rails rusted out so bad that there was 2-inch angle iron welded the whole way front to back, but not in one piece, like sections, cut like this and jagged and cut and welded together, but tacked. So that all had to go. So this thing, assuming like I'm back on this again now, of course, it's in good shape. I want to make a drag car out of it. I want to go full caged twin turbo LS or turbo LS, whichever one. Maybe twins, because that's kind of cool. And turn it into like a 9-second car, which I know is stupid. I can run for 8s, but I'll run for 10s. Why not? So yeah, and there's a bunch of stuff. Like I didn't know I had this fuel rail, which I was looking for a month ago. This log manifold that Charles Williams made and gave me. I couldn't find that, and I had to make my own for the Cadillac. like 3 or 4 months ago over the winter or something like that. Yeah. And over here, a bunch more LS junk that I needed. My 4-link bars that I made. Man, when you clean it up, you find some gold. So obviously I have a lot more to do yet. Like, let's climb over this thing. See if I can get stuck. Yeah, like over here, there's a bunch of stuff here. I can't get rid of this engine yet, that engine yet, 2 blocks over there that are in the way. Or 3 actually, there's like 3 350s over there. I don't know why I keep stuff, it's stupid. I'm never gonna use it again. Which is why I'm cleaning up right now. So yeah, after I get the rat rod moving, I can swing the Datsun out of the way and then take all those old engine blocks out of the way. Because I got like 2 feet here that I could be using, pull Datsun over closer to the wall, but junk is in the way. Also, there's this old beast right here. I love that engine. That is a 235 inline 6 that came out of the 57 Chev. It actually came out of the frame that cab was sitting on. And it runs. I got it running. It's points. It's junk. I don't know if it made 120 horsepower, but it made a lot of torque. And I have a supercharger. So that's a 3.8 liter. I've got a supercharger off of a Pontiac Grand Prix GTP, which is also a 3.8 liter. Of course, it's a V6, not a straight, but I can probably make a manifold for that. So I've been thinking about updating the pulley drive on it because, of course, right now it has V-belts, which I'm not into because they slip all the time and they're awful to adjust. So update it to like pulley, like a flat belt serpentine drive, and put a supercharger on it. Update the points distributor to an electronic one out of a 4.3 S10, and apparently it'll just stab right in there and just work. So that would be like wicked. And then potentially run fuel injection, or just maybe take all the 4.3 stuff off, like for throttle body injection, and put the throttle body like right on top of the supercharger, which would be kind of cool too. Or like off to the side, wherever, just plumb it in there somewhere. So that's the plan for that thing. But there's lots of plans. I got some more stuff to clean up yet. Okay, we're hooked on, ready to go. This is gonna be a scary ride. Well, that load is gone. I didn't take a video while I was at the dump because there's like a load of people there, so I didn't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But here's empty trailer, more junk. I'm gonna go load up a second load of garbage and allergies again. Yeah, get rid of all this stuff so I can work on the rat rod. Woo! Man, I miss driving this thing. I miss wrenching on this thing. With the hood on it, it looks like a complete truck again. But it's a bit hollow. Dude, is it ever hot out? It's like 30 degrees right now. That's maple syrup, not cheeseburgers. But we got it done. It's done. That's all loaded up. It's all very secure. Well, I'm gonna put a couple straps on it. Just to, make sure nothing goes woof when it takes out another car. Well, before I finish this one off, let's do a 10-second walkthrough. It's gonna take 10 seconds because the garage is like 18 by 20. So here we go. The floor is partially clean. I'm not gonna label this deep cleaning my garage because yeah, it's definitely not deep cleaning. And I can see the floor, which I haven't seen in 2 years. Here's the Datsun. which I haven't seen in like equally amount of time. Everything over here is all nice. I can sort of walk behind this. I gotta get in there, but I'll wait till the rat rod's out. I can put this old couch back over here because Cass has had it in the garage here since we moved in here. It was a grandmother's couch. She refuses to get rid of it, but is never going to use it. So it gets that done to it. And the years have not been kind to it. So I guess that'll just go back in the corner until it rots there, I guess. Can't throw away this plyboard because it's one good sheet and I could pretty much mortgage another one. So that's good. So after I get the rat rod moving, or at least when I can get it rolling, after I get the rear end lighting place, then I can pull it out, pull the Datsun out, pull all the rest of the garbage out that I can't lift right now like a small block, and then I can really, really clean it up. We're thinking about making this into a part of the house and building a garage out back. That's a pipe dream. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to pay for that in cash. But yeah, so I'm gonna go to the dump with the girls now, and it's like crazy busy up there, so I'm not gonna go filming where there's a bunch of people too. I'm still not really comfortable being in front of a camera with a load of people around. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish this one up here. And if you've survived this far, you are awesome, because it's just watching me clean a garage. You're awesome. That's cool. So thanks for watching and subscribing, liking the videos, commenting, all that fun stuff. And have a good day, everybody.